When I was young, I was too naive, too nice. And I thought being nice and being naive and being that nice guy was virtuous. But the reaction, the consequences of being nice was very bad for me. Was me going through next level pain with relationships, with friendships. People would just walk all over me. They would use me and take advantage of me all of the times. And it's not even like big deals, it's like small things like friends telling me that, hey, you're my friend, and then eating my breakfast, or taking some favors from me and then not returning the favor back, being disrespectful to me back. There was this one instance where I brought some lunch, and it was like nice lunch, and everybody was just screaming, oh Arsh, you're my brother, like that. And everybody was just gassing me up. 2 hours later, the guy who was gassing me up the most, and he was just trying to act like he was my brother. I asked him for help. I asked him to borrow his notebook for the notes, and he was rude. He didn't just reject me, he disrespected me. And I was hurt. And that exact thing happened with me many times. There were like two or three people who just were good friends of mine and they would help me. So they are good. But so many people, girls, guys, they would walk all over me. And I thought I was being nice. I thought I was being kind, and this was the way of life. This was how I'm supposed to be. But you can be kind and dangerous at the same time. You can be kind and capable of confronting people, capable of having the tough conversations, and be capable of navigating social dynamics with people in the most courageous manner. Now, I'm not certainly the peak courageous man right now. I am on this journey where I'm improving every single day. But I have definitely transformed my life by being on this specific journey and becoming a more dangerous man. You see, being nice, being naive, this is not virtue. When you are a dangerous man capable of violence, capable of harming another person, capable of defending your family, your loved ones, and then you learn how to control that danger you hold within you, your dark desires. When you have those things and you control it, that's being virtuous. That's also necessary in today's world. Yeah, there's no war right now, but there's this famous phrase, you should be a warrior in a garden rather than a gardener in a war. You need to be dangerous. You need to learn how to fight. You need to be dangerous and then learn how to control it. That's being virtuous. If you want everybody to stop bullying you, stop walking all over you, stop disrespecting you, then watch this video. If you want to learn my way, my roadmap of being this stoic man who can be dangerous, but he learned to control himself, who can defend himself, defend his loved ones from violence, then you can watch this video till the end and I'll describe you what kind of things I'm doing, because it doesn't even have to be just with fighting. It also has a lot of other internal dynamics you have to take care of, and it's not there, it's not conscious right now, but this video will help you to make those ideas more conscious, more aware, and convert them into reality so you can understand what your values and morals are and live by them, live by your rules and protocol as you were supposed to live. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Arsh, and I talk about productivity, how you think, become, and work like the top 1%. I talk about self image, discipline. Sometimes I talk about masculinity and what I am doing to evolve into a man. And I share my journey, all of my learning lessons, failures, and experiences I've had over the years onto this channel. So if you're interested in that motto and you like this video, got some value out of my channel, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. Let's begin. First thing I want to talk about, it's to define your values and stop flip-flopping on those values you defined. So what would happen is I would have some values defined. I know what I am like. But those values weren't written down on a piece of paper, and I wasn't looking at them every single day. This wasn't something that was conscious to me. And that was a bad thing, because some days I would take a decision to do something, to not do something, but I would go back on my decision that I took. Like breaking bad habits, breaking addictions, it all comes down to your environment and your decision. Your environment needs to change. But first of all, you need to decide and take a decision and stop moping about a decision you took. If you want to quit something and you have taken a decision to quit that thing, then don't go back on your decision. Stop thinking about the decision you make. You make a decision, you took it, done. Stop thinking about it. It should be easy. All of us, we make bad habits, bad things, values way more difficult than it needs to be. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to establish some principles, some morals, some values. What do you stand for? What are your boundaries? If you don't want people to walk all over you, you need to establish some boundaries. I have a lot of principles that is assigned to different areas of my life. I have some woke principles, some woke values. Then I have some gym values, training etiquettes and principles. Then I have some other like technology principles and rules I follow. These things are defined. I have like my focus principles. If I start something, I finish it because I know how damaging open loops are for our brain. When you start something new, when you open a new loop and you don't close it, you don't finish that thing, it stays in your brain and then your brain explodes if there are too many open loops running in the background. And I have rules established for each of these areas: work, training, mind, food, my principles like instant gratification, delayed gratification. I always try to delay gratification. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I fail. But those are my principles. I look at it and I'm aware of them now because I looked at those things every single day for like years. So you need to ask yourself on a piece of paper, what values do you want to have? If you believe in X, don't change your values for somebody else and make it Y, because that was me. I was flip flopping on my values according to different people. I was faking myself, and it actually ruined so many of my relationships, so many of my friendships, and it ruined their trust from me. So when I say learn from my mistake, don't flip flop on your values. If you define a value, just stick to them. Don't make or change your values to please other people. If you believe in X, say it with courage. That's what is required from us now. Everybody is trying to hide and be nice and don't allow themselves to freely express what they truly think about certain situations or their own situation and what they think, what they desire. They're trying to not hurt other people. And in the process, you're lying to your own self. You're undermining your own authority over yourself. So don't flip flop on your values. That's point number one. Define values and stick to them. Don't change those values for anybody. These are your values and your boundaries, and you should protect it. Point number two is master your emotional control. You know this was coming. You know the concept of weak men who cannot control their emotional selves. They are the most dangerous men because these are the kinds of people who would like shoot up schools and do heinous crimes. These are the people or men who women aren't safe with. These are the men who don't know their true dark desires and they give in to their emotional self, and that's why they commit these crimes, as compared to a man who knows his dark desires, uses it in a more productive way, not in a harmful way, is dangerous, capable of harming somebody, but knows how to control all of that. That's a good man. That's what you need. That's what society needs. More of that kind of man who can protect his family. That's the basic thing we should be able to do. But these days we're not able to do that. And it's actually incentivized to be the weak man. It's incentivized to give in to your emotions. Control yourself. Control what you can control. Don't think about things you cannot control. Be more stoic. Don't give in to your temptations. And I'm going to be honest, this specific thing, emotional control, is like an ongoing battle for everybody for years. This is not something you just attain and boom, it's easy. It never gets easy to be disciplined, to control yourself at all times. It never. So never like stop hoping for you to be this person who can control him, who can easily control himself. It gets easier because your skill to control yourself like becomes higher, but the challenges, the obstacles also become higher. 10 years from now, I think we all would be very highly skilled to control ourselves with basic temptations. But then there's like a huge temptation, a new business opportunity, a new career opportunity that is bad for you, something that's even more tempting. So learn how to control yourself. And this is an ongoing battle for me, for you, for everybody. And it's not like you go from A to B, it's like you go from A to B, but B to C. And it's like never ending, infinity. But you develop yourself to fight against bigger obstacles and you get the skills of controlling yourself, and it's also very attractive to women because a man who can control himself, it's very rare these days. So master your emotional control. Stop flip flopping on your values, on your principles, on your protocols and rules. Third point is building physical presence. That's what I am doing now. Physically strong, physical strength. It's like, I think, the most basic, fundamental, the one thing, the starting point of you becoming more masculine, you becoming a man, a dangerous man. Physically being strong enough to go through any battle and mentally being strong enough is probably the number one most fundamental thing we should be fighting to acquire. Let me tell you a story about this. So I was in London and I saw a lot of, I don't know if they were criminals, but I saw a lot of people who were capable of like, who were probably robbers. And I got followed by like a gang, like three people followed me. And the only thing that stopped them from, or stopped criminals from attacking me or robbing me, was because I was firstly 6 feet tall. Secondly, I looked big because I was wearing like 5 layers of clothing and I had like this huge backpack on and I was like walking as if I owned the street, walking with like confidence. And that single handedly, I think, stopped criminals from robbing me or hoarding me. And I genuinely think, and I've also heard from many of my friends say this, if you are in a dangerous place and you're like, you are strong and you look strong, criminals won't target you. You won't be an easy target. You won't be an easy target in clubs. You won't be an easy target in like dangerous areas. And you will be able to feel confidence as well when you're strong enough. When you get stronger in the gym, when you get stronger at fighting, you naturally get more confidence. And that confidence showcases in your walk, in the way you interact with the environment in the world, with the world. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fighter right now. What I do is I hit the boxing pad and try to take out all of my anger on that boxing pad and learn to like shadow box and do all of that stuff. But soon enough, I will be joining a martial arts club or a boxing club to learn how to fight because this is a skill I really want to acquire. Yeah, this would be a very good skill all men should learn, to fight. Like I said, you should be a warrior in a garden rather than a gardener in a war. Next thing is social intelligence, influence. This is something I'm learning. And I realized this is, I think, one of the most important things that can make a man very dangerous. Like, even if you're not strong physically, you can still influence hundreds of thousands of men and women and take over a country. Like, that's the level of influence these conquerors had. Look at Hitler, look at Genghis Khan, look at Alexander the Great. These people conquered the world by influencing the world, by influencing their people. That's a skill we need to have. You need to have this level of social intelligence, this skill of influencing people. You need to learn how to sail. Like, I'm learning how to sail because that's such a powerful skill to have. If you can influence hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands of people, you are very dangerous. Even if you lack the physical presence, even if you don't have six packs or a muscular physique, you can still be dangerous if you influence a lot of people. Last is something that makes a man different and dangerous is knowledge and skill set. When you have knowledge and you have the wisdom and you have the skill set, you can be a high performer and you can make great impacts in the world, and that can transfer into other things in other aspects of your life. You can influence people because they respect you for the knowledge and skills that you have, and the achievements you get out of it also makes more people respect you. More people, it allows you to influence more people, and more people trust you that way. You can help more people as well. When you help people, you give value to the whole world. So knowledge and skill is something I would be looking forward to build and compound over the years. This is a very, very necessary thing all men should aim for in their early 20s, in their teenage years, and at all times, to be honest. Like, even if you're 60 years old, you should still strive for knowledge and be a lifelong student because that's how growth happens and that's how you prevent death. So, let me recap the whole video and my roadmap to becoming dangerous and becoming stoic. Number one is going to be mastering your emotional control, having this control of yourself, control from within, being disciplined, not giving in to your vices and instant gratification. Next is stopping to flip flop on my values, on my principles, on my opinions, on my ideologies. Like, you can fight and challenge your beliefs, but you shouldn't change your whole entire life's belief in what you actually think for somebody else so somebody else would be happy and you can avoid conflict. You should be courageous and you should portray what you believe to the world without any fear. I know there's like fear of being cancelled. You shouldn't be stupid and you shouldn't like do things that will compromise your career. That's a stupid way to go about life. I'm not telling you to do that and sabotage your career. What I'm telling you to do is be fixed and stop flip flopping your ideas and your principles and what you think because other people believe something else and they might respect you more because you are like them. Next is building a physical presence, being strong, looking big and capable of fighting. These are the things I'm developing. When you are physically big and strong, people won't mess with you. You are not an easy target for the criminals. Next is social intelligence, influencing people, learning how to sell, learning how to influence hundreds and thousands of people, because that is a skill you should have, and that's a very dangerous skill. Lastly, knowledge and skill. You should be developing and learning different things, having wisdom, having knowledge, and having skill. These things can make any man very dangerous and also attain respect from the rest of the world. It will also help you to be a top performer and give value to the world. If you found value out of this video, I would urge you to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching this video.